12 New Orleans. The following program is made possible by a grant from Pan American Life Insurance Company. It's Varsity Quiz Bowl, and today, Tony Toops, Peter Muller, Joseph Benerdy, and John Equier from Jesuit High School will meet in a battle of quick recall. Chris Strickler, Barry Canton, Hans Jonason, and Scott Zander from St. Martin's Protestant Episcopal School. The alternate from Jesuit is David Howell, and the coach, Sal Anselmo. And the alternate from St. Martin's is Jill DeMont, and the coach, Wita Muller. And now, here's our moderator, Mel Levitt.
Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Varsity Quiz Bowl. Our final semifinal game. Yesterday, Newman defeated De La Salle after the two teams were tied at halftime to go into the finals next week against the winner of this game between Jesuit and St. Martin's. Now, with that in mind, let me introduce first our judge for today, Dr. Ann Akers. Our scorer is Phyllis Hartley, Associate Director of Records at the University of New Orleans, and our recognizer is Rhonda Widener, a student in communications at UNO and an intern here at WYES. Let's welcome them too, please. Thank you. Both these teams have won impressive victories in 4 consecutive games, so they come in here obviously unbeaten. That's part of the elimination process. The winner today, as we said, will move on to meet Newman for the title. Let's begin. We have a 30-point lanyard coming up. This is the face-off. It's a quickie. Who is the Indianapolis 500 defending?
Jesuit Equier.
Rutherford.
That's correct. Johnny Rutherford is the defending champion. Jesuits on the board with 10 points, and they have a chance now to pick up 30 more. Now, I'm going to ask for 3 specific answers, 10 points apiece in a moment. But first, to answer them, you'll have to listen to this music. I think that's a fairly familiar classical melody. For 10 points each now. Name the composer of the music, the name by which the work from which this is a selection is known, and finally, if you don't know, you ought to be able to make an educated guess as to the pianist who's performing it. He has a special significance to this city. All right?
It would be Borodin from Prince Igor.
All right, now how about the pianist? I must...
Clyburn?
No. Rachmaninoff actually is the composer. It's his Piano Concerto No. 2. And the rather coy clue I gave in the third one was based on this fact. The pianist was Philippe Entremont, the conductor of the New Orleans Symphony. All right, we'll move along. We have another face-off coming up, going for a lanyard at 20. Britain recently held local government elections for a quick 10 points. What party posted a strong...
Jesuit Muller.
The Liberal Party.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect, and we'll turn it over now and repeat for St. Martin. You must ring in, no consultation. Britain recently held local government elections for a quick 10. What party posted a strong victory in those elections? Anyone?
St. Martin Strickler.
Labor.
Labor's correct for 10 points. St. Martin's on the board. Okay, you got 10 of them up there, leading 10-5 as we just get going. Here's a lanyard at 20. The Royal Society of London for Improving Natural Knowledge is more than 300 years old. I'd like you to name now the 2 men associated with that society, rather famous through the years. First, he was the first person to sail across the Antarctic Circle, mapped the coast of New England, and discovered the Sandwich Islands.
Cook.
Right, Captain Cook, James to be exact. Secondly, this British bacteriologist in 1929 reported the germ-killing power of the green mold Penicillium notatum.
Fleming.
That's right, Alexander Fleming. You got them both. 20 points, St. Martin's. We have another face-off. Now, we're going for a lanyard for 30 points, teams. The rose-red city of Petra, P-E-T-R-A, was an ancient Edomite capital that was used for some of the scenes in the film version of
Jesuit
Agatha
Muller?
Christie's...
Sousa.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. We'll repeat for St. Martin's. The rose-red city of Petra was an ancient Edomite capital that was used for some of the scenes in the film version of Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile. For 10 points, in what country is...
St. Martin Strickler.
Syria.
No, I'm afraid not. It's close, but not quite. Jordan. It's in Jordan.
That's okay.
Here's another face-off, going for a lanyard at 30 again. To the nearest whole number for 10 points. What is the pounds per square inch of 1 atmosphere of air at?
St. Martin's Zander.
15.
We'll accept that. 14.715. To finish the question, pounds per square inch of 1 atmosphere of air at sea level, 14.7. We'd accept it leveled off at 15, which we just did. You've got 10 points. Here's a chance at 30 more. State of Kentucky borders on Ohio and 6 other states. For 5 points apiece, name the other 6.
Delegate to Mr. Zander.
Scott.
Illinois, Indiana, Tennessee, Missouri, Virginia, and North Carolina.
My gosh, Scott, you got all but 1. West Virginia is the other. Virginia, Tennessee, Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, West Virginia is the final one. That's 25 points, I believe. Here's another face-off. It's going for a lanyard for 20 points. It is known by its acronym LOOP and stands
Martin's,
alone.
Jonathan.
The Louisiana Offshore Ocean Patrolling.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. I'll repeat now for Jesuit. Must ring in. It is known by its acronym LOOP and stands alone in the Gulf of Mexico, towering 110 feet above the Gulf floor.
Jesuit tubes.
Louisiana Offshore Oil Port.
That's the exact title, right? 10 points. You picked up 10. Here's a chance at 20 more, and it'll narrow that gap considerable if you can answer all 4 parts of this one. A galaxy is a large system of stars. A constellation is a pattern of stars. A star is a nucleus of a solar system. Now, for 5 points each, tell whether each of the following is a galaxy, a constellation, or a star. Number 1, the Great Spiral. What's that?
Galaxy.
That's right, for 5. For 5 more, Capella. Ask for an answer.
A star.
Correct. Milky Way.
Galaxy.
Correct. And finally, for a total of 20, Cassiopeia. Ask for an answer.
It's a constellation.
Constellation's right. You got 20 points. We have another face-off. Score 60-30 now. St. Martin's in the lead. Face-off leading up to a lanyard of 20. He traveled to Nepal's Crystal Mountain in 1973 and wrote a famous account of his own quest for the mysterious snow leopard and for Buddhist enlightenment for 10 points. Can you name this well-known author? Anyone? His name was Peter Matheson. Peter Matheson. We have another face-off. There's one animal species alive today that's almost identical to its ancestors, which are 125 million years older than the dinosaur. For 10 points, name this fish-like creature.
Jesuit Finnerty.
Shark.
No. St. Martin's, can you take it?
St. Martin's Canton.
Dolphin.
No, it's called the coelacanth. Coelacanth. We have another face-off. They're back together again for a quick 10 points. Name the Bee Gees' well-known manager.
Jesuit Equier.
Stigwood.
That's right, Robert Stigwood. 10 points, puts you 20 shy of St. Martin's score. If you can get all 4 parts, you'll be tied. Monarchs throughout history have had nicknames. For 5 points apiece, name the proper names which accompany the following royal nicknames. The nickname The Terrible is associated with...
Ivan.
Right, for 5. For 5 more. The Lion-Hearted.
Richard.
Correct. The Confessor.
Edward.
Correct. And finally, the Stammerer. Was?
Lewis.
Right. 20 points. Score tied. 60 all. Face-off going for lanyard at 25. In 1949, this author was awarded the National Book Award for The Man with a Golden Arm.
St. Martin's Canton.
Odets.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. I'll repeat for Jesuit. In 1949, this author was awarded the National Book Award for The Man with a Golden Arm, later made into a movie. For 10 points, name this writer who also wrote A Walk on the Wild Side and died 1 week ago.
Jesuit tubes.
Algen?
Would you spell?
A-L-G-E-N?
No, I'm afraid not. That's very close, but it's Nelson Algren, A-L-G-R-E-N. And there's a buzzer reminding us that we're about to enter in to a period of rapid fire. Now, rapid fire, very simply, is a 2-minute countdown round, of course, where I ask the questions as quickly as they're answered. You get 10 if you answer right, -5 if you don't. There are no second answers, so we go right like that, rapid fire fashion, until the buzzer sounds again. Today's rapid fire will be, what do we call it, a potpourri? Anything and everything. That's what it covers. No clues beyond that. So if you're ready, gentlemen, here we go. Number 1, the capital of Malawi.
Jesuit Muller.
Malagasy.
No, it's Zomba. Second, author of the Decameron.
St. Martin's Canton.
Boccaccio.
That's correct. This Italian painter is probably best known for his Birth of Venus.
Jesuit Muller.
Botticelli.
That is correct. The major mountain system in eastern North America.
St. Martin's Canton.
The Appalachians.
That's right. Movement of a solvent through a semi-permeable membrane.
Jesuit Muller.
Osmosis.
Correct. Musical show concerning a labor dispute. Clothing.
Jesuit Muller.
Willie Starr.
Pajama game. Clothing factory. U.S. president during the Russo-Japanese War.
Jesuit Muller.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Correct. World's longest bridge is in...
St. Martin's Can.
Punch Train.
That's right. Pontchartrain Causeway. Daughter of a famous male vocalist, she made You Light Up My Life famous.
St. Martin's Xander.
Pat Boone.
No, it's Debbie Boone. Russian author of August 1914.
Jesuit Muller.
Solzhenitsyn.
That is correct. Capital of the Ivory
St.
Coast.
Martin's Can.
Abidjan.
That's right. One of art's first pointillists is Sunday afternoon on
St.
the
Martin's
island of...
Surat.
That's right, Surat. Stiff polysaccharide that makes up the outer covering of insects is called.
Jesuit
Kite.
Muller.
That's correct. Ancient Asian device using beads for counting.
St. Martin's Jonasson.
Abacus.
That's right. Deborah Carr, stage name in The King and I,
Jesuit Tubes.
was Anna. U.S. president when the battleship Maine was sunk.
Jesuit Muller.
That would be McKinley.
William McKinley. The first governor of Louisiana. WCC.
St. Martin's Jonasson.
Calhoun.
No, it's Claiborne.
Claiborne.
Capital of Idaho.
St. Martin's Can.
Boise.
That's right. German composer of Siegfried
Jesuit
Idol.
Muller.
That would be Wagner.
Wagner. The fair of parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Jesuit Fennerty.
Scarborough.
That's correct. City of the Leaning Tower.
Jesuit Muller.
Pisa.
That's right. British dramatist, author of Blythe.
Jesuit Muller.
Sheridan.
No, it is Noel Coward. Italian artist, sculptor of Pieta.
St. Martin's Can.
Michelangelo.
That's right. Known as the building blocks of proteins.
St.
They
Martin's
are
Can.
amino acids. Center of ancient Minoan civilization.
Jesuit Muller.
Crete.
No, it's Gnosis. English Prime Minister, author of Castle of
St. Martin's
Otranto.
Can.
Disraeli.
No, this was Walpole. Its chemical symbol is SN.
St. Martin's Can.
Tune.
Correct. 20th century Russian-born artist who created... Ray will never get it out. Russian-born artist was Mark Chagall, and that's it. Go on. Well, St. Martin's lead is at 125 to 95, but no need reminding anybody they shouldn't leave. That's only 30 points of the difference of what? One face-off and one land-yap. It's a very good game. Hope you agree, and will stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to ask these gentlemen to test their ESP, in a sense. We'll explain it right after this.
This is Shakespeare's Helena. She gets the husband she wants through lies and deceit. This is her Bertram, tricked into marriage and bent on seducing another, his friend Parolles, braggart, coward, traitor, and Diana, playing at deception in the marriage game. For these less than honorable people, just maybe, all's well that ends well. Next time on
See
the
it Monday
Shakespeare
evening at
Plays.
8 on Channel 12.
Oh, we're at halftime. We're going to get back to the second half of play in just a moment in this very exciting game, but first we're asking in our semifinals what the various players can project about their future. That is, thinking ahead, Tony, we'll start with you. Where do you think you'll be?
Well, maybe I'll
10 years.
be working away in a law firm somewhere,
That's your ultimate aim, huh?
perhaps.
Law school degree, but at any rate right now. Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Peter?
Well, I might be working with Tony in the law firm, or I could be teaching at a university or reporting for a newspaper. I don't know.
You've got your options open.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I may be in residency or internship somewhere if I can get through medical school.
That's always the test. They make it tough, but when you come out, you're good. And I'm sure you will be, whatever you do. John, you're just a sophomore, so
Yeah.
thinking ahead 10 years, I hope it's not still in Jesuit, but...
No. Well, whatever field I'm in, I hope to be making the most amount of money with the least possible amount of work.
And on that triumphant note, we give you the Jesuit high kick. As you can tell, this is strictly candid and unrehearsed. I can't wait for the next answer from Chris Strickler. What
Well,
about you? 10 years from now, Chris, what will you be doing?
I'd like to be a corporate lawyer in Chicago.
Corporate lawyer in Chicago? Huh?
Yeah.
Well, he's got it pinned down. Barry, can you be that exact?
No, well, I'd like to be in Wyoming and a nuclear physicist. That's what I prefer. Or geologist, preferably a nuclear physicist.
They do a lot of work out there in Wyoming?
I'm not sure.
I've never been able to find
out.
Good luck, Gary. And how about you, Hans?
I'll be working on Chapatula Street in my father's warehouse.
They're all laughing over here. Half the family is in the gallery. Scott, what about you?
I don't know, I'll probably be in the Canadian Rockies looking for documented proof of Bigfoot.
we sure have some adventuresome spirits here when we do this group, I'll tell you. The greatest adventure of all lies right ahead. The score stands: St. Martin's 125, Jesuit 95, only 30 points difference as we begin the second half right now. We're going for Lagniappe at 25 points. This is going to be a visual face-off, guys. Please direct your attention to the monitors, and you'll see a picture. There it is. Entitled Portrait of Queen Mariana. It's painted by the court painter to King Philip IV of Spain. For 10 points, name the seventh.
St. Martin Strickler.
Velasquez.
That's exactly right. It is Velasquez. Considered the prince of portraitists in the 17th century. We have a Lagniappe at 25 points, St. Martin's. Some authors, like Earl Stanley Gardner, are known by their full names, or all three names. I'll give you the title of each author's best-known work, and for 5 points apiece, give me the appropriate complete name. The first one, Uncle Remus Stories.
Joel Chandler Harris.
That's correct for 5. For 5 more, Dinner at Antoine's. Full name?
Shirley Ann Grau.
No, this is Frances Parkinson Kyes, another local authoress. Leatherstocking Tale.
James Fenimore Cooper.
That's right. Spoon River Anthology.
Edgar Lee Masters.
That's right. And finally, Tarzan of the Apes.
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
I reckon you got 4 of the 5. That's 20 points. Another face-off. We're going for a Lagniappe at 20 points. Ireland is much in the news these days. For a quick 10 points, name the river that flows through...
Jesuit Muller.
The Liffey.
That is correct. Through Dublin, the Liffey. You jump a question like that, you usually expect Shannon, but the one through Dublin is the Liffey, and here's a 20-point Lagniappe. Several cities have buildings that are especially well known. Identify the cities in which the following buildings are located. First, the Renaissance Center.
Detroit.
That's right, for 5. For 5 more, the Transamerica Tower.
San Francisco.
Correct again. The Sears Tower.
Chicago.
That's right. And finally, for 20 points, the World Trade Center.
New York City.
You got all 20. Jesuit. Move on now to another face-off. We're leading up to a Lagniappe of 30 points. This male tennis player was a gentleman long before he became a millionaire, and he's remained a man of principle. Standout among those who hassle the umpire and hurl profane insults at everybody. For 10 points, name this great and outstanding...
Jesuit Finnerty.
Bjorn Borg.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. We'll repeat for St. Martin's. This male tennis player was a gentleman long before he became a millionaire and has remained a man of principle. A standout among those who hassle the umpire and hurl profane insults at almost anybody. For 10 points, name this great and outstanding black player who won the 1968 U.S.
St. Martin Strickler.
Arthur Ashe.
That is correct. Arthur Ashe. All right, St. Mark, you picked up 10 more points. Your Lagniappe is 30. 3 questions. There are quite a few famous actors whose first name is Charles. For 10 points apiece, what is the surname of the following Charleses? First, he appeared with Hedy Lamarr in the film Casbah.
Charles Boyer.
Charles Boyer.
That's right. Come with me to the Casbah. Number 2, he appeared with Paulette Goddard in Modern Times. Was it?
Delegate to Chris.
Charlie Chaplin.
That's right, it was. And finally, he co-starred with Clark Gable in Mutiny on the Bounty.
Charles Lawton.
Charles Lawton.
That's right, Mr. Christian. You have 30 points. Another face-off. We're leading up to a 20-point Lagniappe. For a quick 10 points, specifically on what island is the southernmost point in the United States located?
St. Martin Zander.
Hawaii.
That's right, it is the big island of Hawaii. Did I hear an echo? Incidentally, the rule in that is clear. If 2 people answer, the captain's one of them, his answer is the one that counts, and he better be right. Okay, you got 10 points. Lagniappe at 20. For 5 points each, name the 4 inhabited nations with the largest land area.
Russia.
All right.
Canada.
Right.
China.
Right.
United States.
That's it. 20 points. 20 points of Lagniappe. Make that 30 points of Lagniappe coming up. The face-off is this. It ended in 1911 for 10 points. Name the last of the Chinese dynasties whose name was...
St. Martin Zander.
The Ming.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. We'll repeat for Jesuit. It ended in 1911 for 10 points. Name the last of the Chinese dynasties whose name was derived from the region in northeastern China closest to Korea and the U.S.
Jesuit Muller.
Manchu.
That's right, Manchu dynasty. All right, Jesuit, you picked up 10 and a chance at 30 more. If you can name this famous person after 1 clue, it's 30 points. If it takes 2, 20. If it takes 3, 10 points. All right, here's the first clue for 30. This Russian composer is credited with 13 symphonies, his first being a graduation exercise at the St. Petersburg Conservatory.
Rimsky-Korsakov.
No, he was Russian, of course, but we've got a big field here to narrow down. We'll give you another chance now for 20. In 1934, he completed an opera, Lady Macbeth of Smolensk, which was hailed by the Soviet public, but attacked 2 years later by Pravda as being too realistic and decadent.
Prokofiev.
No. Also a Russian, but not the one that we're trying to nail down. Number 3 for 10 points. His 7th, or Leningrad Symphony, was inspired by the military defense of his native city against the Nazi invaders in 1941.
Let's see, Khachaturian.
No. Peter, you have almost named every Russian composer possible. He also was a great one. This was Shostakovich, this particular one. Dmitri Shostakovich. Another face-off. We're going for a lanyap at 35. Critique of Pure Reason, completed in 1781.
Jesuit Muller.
Locke.
No, I'm afraid that's incorrect. St. Martin's will repeat it now. Critique of Pure Reason, completed in 1781, ended a 10-year literary silence and became one of his most famous works. For 10 points, can you name the author?
St. Martin Strickler.
Rousseau.
No, it was Immanuel Kant. Another face-off. 4 types of structures of city governments are these: strong mayor council, weak mayor council, commission council, and city manager council. For 10 points, which type does the city of New Orleans have?
Jesuit Finnerty.
Strong mayor council?
That's right, it sure does. Pick up 10. Here's a lanyap of 35. You want to make up a list probably here. I'm going to limit your time. There are 7 wonders of the ancient world. I'll give you 5 points for each one you can name. Now, these are the original classic 7 wonders.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
All right.
The Parthenon. The Colossus at Rhodes.
That's one of them.
The Lighthouse at Alexandria.
That's one of them.
The Great Pyramids.
That's right.
The Statue of Zeus.
That's one of them. One more?
The Sphinx.
No, but you got 5. Colossus of Rhodes, Hanging Gardens, the Lighthouse, the Pyramids at Giza, Statue of Zeus. The others were Mausoleum of Halicarnassus and the Temple of Artemis, or Diana. 25 points. All right, here's another face-off. We're going for a lanyap at 20 for a quick 10. In what country are the Grampian Mountains?
Jesuit Muller.
England.
No, I'm afraid not. We'll repeat now for St. Martin's for a quick 10. In what country are the Grampian Mountains to be found? Anyone?
St. Martin's Ken.
Ireland.
No, they're specifically Scotland. All right, another quick face-off for quick 10. Name Mexico's present president.
Jesuit Finnerty.
Perez.
No, I'm afraid not. Can you take it, St. Martin? Anyone?
St. Martin Strickler.
Juan Portillo Lopez.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm sorry to fault you, but it's Jose Lopez Portillo. It's kind of an inside-out thing. Another face-off. I'm going to limit your time on this face-off that you should be able to solve in your head. All right? The area of a triangle is 100 square units. If one side of the triangle is 25 units, for 10 points, what is the altitude?
St. Martin Zander.
We're going to have to turn it over to Jesuit. I'm sorry. You have to answer when you ring. I'm going to limit your time on this face-off that you should be able and so forth. The area of a triangle is 100 square units. If one side of the triangle is 25 units for 10 points, what is the altitude?
Jesuit Muller.
2.
No, I'm afraid it's 8. 8 units. All right, we've got another face-off. The delightfully snobbish actor who made fat fashionables in town to help British Airways, the firm that pays him to do television
Jesuit
commercials.
Finnerty.
Morley?
His name is Robert Morley. Yes. As he says, I'm British, you know. We have a lanyap at 20 points. When Maury Wills was fired as skipper of the Seattle Mariners, a minor league manager became interim manager and incidentally the youngest manager in all the major leagues. For 10 points, can anybody name him? Everybody can remember Wills, and he was fired, but who was the guy who replaced him? Anyone?
Bomback.
No, this was Rene Lackaman. For another 10 points, tell me, who previously was the youngest manager? Who previously? Ask for an answer, please.
Boyer.
No, this was Tony La Russa of the Chicago White Sox. We have another face-off going for a lanyap of 30. For a quick 10, what state is called the Diamond State?
St. Martin's Ken.
Delaware.
Delaware is right. One of the 10 originals. One of the 13 originals. You have a lanyap of 30 points. Ornithology is the study of birds. For 5 points each, what is studied by the following sciences? First, ichthyology.
Fish.
Correct. Dendrochronology. Dendrochronology.
Insects.
No, this is a technique of dating trees by rings. Paleontology is what?
Dinosaurs.
No, that would be a little too general, I'm afraid. Fossils, actually, specifically. Oncology. O-N.
Study of mummies and
It's,
Mummies.
no, these tumors are cancer.
Oh, my God.
Petrology. Petrology.
Gases.
No, this is rocks. Rocks. And ethology or ethology, E-T-H-O, is the study of what?
Morals.
No, it's actually the behavior patterns of animals. And that's 5 points for St. Martin. All right, we have another face-off. We're going for a line up at 20. Former Yippie leader writing about his new career as a securities analyst said, "Welcome, Wall Street. Here I come. Let's make millions."
Jesuit tubes.
Jerry Rubin.
That's correct. It was Jerry Rubin. And we have a line up at 20. It's about rivers for 5 points each. Name the river I'll describe. First, the river on which Berlin, Germany is located is called what?
The Oder.
No, this is the Spree, or Spree. Second, the river spanned by the Walt Whitman Bridge is what? Anybody familiar with? It's Delaware River. The sacred river of the Hindu located in India.
The Ganges.
There's a buzzer. Well, it has been a tremendous game. Two outstanding teams. We'll validate the final score, and then we'll be right back to declare a winner, the team that will meet Newman in the championship game of 1 hour next week.
Alexander the Great, the Greek king who conquered the known world more than 2,000 years ago. Distinguished actor James Mason narrates the epic story of the man historians have called the world's greatest leader. See The Search for Alexander the Great here on public television.
See it Wednesday night at 9:30 on Channel 12.
And the score is official in the semifinal game. Jesuit 180, St. Martin's 230. The winner is St. Martin's, and they'll go to the championship. Congratulations, St. Martin's. An extraordinary game, a tremendous match between the defending champion, Jesuit High, and St. Martin's, who will now have a chance at that title. Jesuit, let's see, we have, who's coming back? You have graduating, Mr. Equier will be back. In the meantime, Mr. Fennerty, Mr. Muller, Mr. Toops, three of the finest competitors we've had here, and I mean that with all my heart. An extraordinary group of young people. Jesuit High. You can always bet that they'll be near, if not in the finals. In our elimination tournament game plan, today's winner, St. Martin's, will be back next week in a 1 hour championship showdown match against Newman School for the championship. We hope to see you then. Goodbye, everybody.
The questions on Varsity Quiz Bowl are prepared and authenticated by the WIS editorial research staff and known only in advance to the quizmaster, producer, judge, and researcher. All 64 schools participating in our year-long tournament are matched by blind draw. Selections of team members and methods of preparation are the sole responsibility of the schools and their coaches. The preceding program was made possible in part by a grant from Pan American Life Insurance Company.